live stream. If you're watching me from YouTube, please like the video. Please comment down below. Share the video if you can, and please help me by dropping a helpful comment down below. I really appreciate this. If you're watching me from PlayStation Network, can you please follow me and comment also? Your participation helps me greatly in YouTube. Big time. And all the help I can get, ladies and gents. Okay, without further ado, let's continue on with Outriders. Outriders is a game where you very easily get. This game is a lot of fun. This game is very easy to get stuck. I don't know why you get stuck in this game, but it's very easy to get stuck. I think this game was made to have other players join you. For example, see it says online 3? I think this game was made to have other players join you while you're playing. That's why this game was made. And for some reason, one player playing this game is not that much fun. But I have a funny feeling if you have a team join you, it would be a lot of fun. So, PlayStation Network. For real, what's going on with you freaking people? Why are you charging people for online access? Do you realize that PlayStation 4 is the worst console ever made? Because you're charging people to play online. PlayStation 4, not one person that I know of paid for PlayStation Plus. Not one. Why should we even bother? The console costs a fortune. The games cost a fortune. So why should I pay for PlayStation Network? If I want to play online, I'll go back down to PS3 and play for free. But now that PS5 is out, who the hell knows what happened to PS3? And do you think I even got a PS5? Pfft, hell no. I am not paying $600 for a system when I have bills to pay. So I'll stick with my PS4, thank you. Why should I spend $600 for a console? Why? Tell me why. Tell me the reason why anybody would pay $600 for a console. I don't have the money for that shit. All I want to do is play games and have fun. And that's what it's supposed to be about. And I got the games I got to have fun. And when you hit a certain point, you start to realize that things in games were not meant for only one person. For example, before we get started, let me explain something about this game. This game was a Square Enix game. Square Enix had made this game, which I am very surprised about because this is not like them. Now, over here, this game feels like it's a Steam game. Automatically, right off the bat, this game feels like a game that you would see on Steam. Why? Because it says, join a team, play with friends. If you want to play with friends, you need a PlayStation Plus account. And they need a PlayStation Plus account. So you need to have two people with a PS4 with online access with PlayStation Plus. Then and only then can you play with your friends. How retarded is that? That's both people wasting money that they don't have. Oh, no problem. You could join a random team. Okay. Well, what if that one person doesn't have PlayStation Plus? Well, then this whole teams thing is complete bullshit. So then you got to do it on your own. Which means that the whole news section is garbage and trash because you can't access the online part of it. So why even bother with the news if you can't even enjoy the online half? Now, the apocalypse tiers and the story points. The story points are the part of the game where the one player plays. You're playing the story, and the story goes on. But in this game, the storyline gets garbled and confused. As the farther in the game you play, the more confusing the story gets. For example, in the beginning, the people of Earth decide to leave the planet Earth and evacuate on a spaceship. They all go into cryogenic freezing and land on some random planet. And you have a select group called the OUTRIDERS who touch on the planet first and test out to see if the planet's habitable and if it's hospitable. That's where your job is, and that's where a story begins. Now, the story really hits at first. You really get hooked in it. But then the story starts getting confusing. Because, granted, as usual, no matter where you go, people are always going to argue. I can't argue with that. That's going to happen no matter where you go. So, people are going to argue, and they're going to do what they have to do. They're going to do what they want to do. So, sorry, I got to drink something. Okay, I'm back. People are going to do what they want to do. You can't stop them. But the one thing I don't get is that people do things in this game and you don't really understand what they're getting at. For example, they supposedly selected a certain group of people on Earth to join them on this planet. This group of people are supposed to be very good and very useful toward the fulfillment of this new world. Only people who were useful were able to join them. Not random people, only people who were able to do something and get things done. So, why the hell do we have so many jerks, assholes, and dirtbags in this game if all of them were very useful and had really important jobs? They never explained what went wrong, why it went wrong, and why everything went to hell. All they explained was, this is good, this is evil, deal with it. there's no, I mean, if there is storyline, it's not enough storyline. You know what I mean? Granted, I love action, but I really, really like having a deep story to tell. I really like having a deep story to follow. I really get into it. And when I buy a game, I assume the game is, if the game has Square Enix on it, I'm assuming this game is gonna have a storyline. Well, the game is not just Square Enix. The game is other people on top of it. So, naturally, I saw other people on top of it, and I cringed. And I have a right to cringe. The game has little, if no, storyline to follow. It's very hard to follow the storyline, if there is any. I've been following this game story for quite a long time. I've been piecing this story together little by little, and I've only gotten a small handful together so far. I mean, none of it makes sense. I just don't get it. But video games are not about storylines. I play games because I really enjoy when the game tells a story. For example, Final Fantasy 15. That game tells a story. I enjoy playing the game because it tells a story. And I enjoy learning about what's coming next. But when you get stuck and you can't continue finding out what happens in that story, and when you continuously level your characters up for random purposes, just randomly grinding up levels, just so you can find out what happens next, it's insane. It really is. It's absolute horseshit. I can't stand it. I cannot stand playing a game for no reason, then finally getting what you wanted, but you forgot what the original story was. You have to then you have to go back and write the whole story down on a piece of paper so you don't forget. It's ridiculous. If you're going to tell a story, tell the story. Don't hang people up for 8 months while they level up. It's retarded. If people have to level their characters up, let them know they have to level their characters up to a certain level. Do not let them continue until they... Basically, people usually, when people play games like this, people are very interested in the storyline. So they're going to play the storyline, head to toe. People are not going to follow all these extra paths. People are going to be too hung up in the story. Interested in that story you have to tell. They're so interested in the story you have to tell, they're not paying attention to what levels they are. They just want to know what happens next. And that's basically what the problem is with half these games. People like me who just enjoy the story get so hung up on the story that they can't continue the story. Because they get stuck and they can't go farther because they don't know how to. They do not know how to continue the storyline. Now, this game I like for one reason. Because if you click select story point, it tells you where you left off. That's the one thing I like about this game. This game tells you where you left off before you start. Plus, you can go back to a point in the story. See? You can go back and you can recap. So if you really and truly do have to grind for levels, this game allows you to go back and read all of this and what happened and what you did. Which is the one thing I really do enjoy about this game. This is the only thing I enjoy about this game. Because so many roleplay games just drag you in a storyline, hook you, and by the time you get to the end of by the time you get to a point in the story where you have to be a certain level, you're completely fucked. You're not nearly, you're at level 50 and you know you should be at level 80. So you have to spend months, if not years, leveling that character up to the proper level in order to get to that point. Just to find out that that's not the end of the game. You still have a good 45 minutes to an hour left in the game. And you completely forgot what happened before. Because you're spending so much time leveling your characters up, you completely forgot the storyline. Eventually you get frustrated, you put the game away, and you never touch it again. That has been happening 80% of the games I'm playing because the frustration of not knowing what's happening next drives me batshit crazy. I love a good story. I really enjoy a good story, and nobody tells it like Square Enix. But if they don't give you a chance to continue the story, yes, have side quests. That's wonderful. When the game is over and the storyline's over, allow the person to engage in side quests. So this way they can continue playing the game. I mean, they don't have to earn anything. All they have to do is just play the side quests and have fun. The side quest should only be done after the game is finished. Then you engage in side quests. The reason why is because otherwise you forget what you did before. But this game allows you to go back and read everything you did in the game previously. Just in case you forgot about something, forgot you did something anyway, it allows you to go back, even go back to the main story. After you beat the game, you can go back to the main story. This is the main story right here. When you go through the whole main story, you go through every single one of these missions. Not the side quests. These are the main missions. Now, all of these I finished already. I already beat this game. Right now, I am on the side quests. The side quest meaning the second part of the game. It's not a main story. This is the main storyline right here. I already finished all this stuff right here. This is all done. So, this was absolutely amazing. And the gameplay was smooth enough. In other words, they offered small, short side quests. Small, short side quests allowed me to upgrade the weapons I had. So this way I'm able to keep up. They gave me a chance to keep up so that I didn't forget the storyline, the main story. So in other words, they kept the game moving. They never forced the characters or the people who are playing the game to stop and hit a roadblock. So the entire time I played this main story, I had no trouble. I enjoyed playing the entire game, and I had no trouble at all playing the game. I mean, it was amazing. And then you have World Slayer, which is the downloadable downloadable version. This is the extra version you buy. The DLC, I think they call it. If you download the World Slayer DLC, you will then have to go in and play these. Now, once you hit this, storyline goes out the window, because the only story in this game, after you beat the game, the only story there is that there's cryopods that drop throughout the entire world. Your ship drops, and your job as the last Outrider is to retrieve each and every one of those cryopods and take the contents and store the contents for the future. Now, whatever was in the caravel that fell has been taken. So whatever dropped down, you have to retrieve, just in case they're going to need it, just in case they're going to need it. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to need it. So it's up to you to get supplies in the cryopods in case they might need it. Why? Because you're an Outrider. That's your job. Your job is to retrieve the cryopods, keep them safe. End of story. Your job is to touch down. As an Outrider, your job is to touch down on the planet, explore the planet, see if the planet's safe, find a place to settle down, call the people down, they start settling in. If another ship is coming by, they drop their pods down. You take the pods, immediately take the supplies, hold on to them in case anybody needs anything. In other words, Outriders are kind of like the sheriffs of the planet. In a way. In a way, you're kind of like the sheriff. It's your job to maintain order on the planet. Because you're the first one that drops down, you know more than most people do. So, people who are being rude, jerks, evil, obviously they have a problem. So if they have a problem, it's up to you to solve that problem and take care of it. Whether useful, nice, or just take them down if you have to. You don't have to make that decision. The game makes that decision for you, but at least you know. This game is great because at least you get to go back to this. But games like Final Fantasy 15, they don't give you this. This is what I do like. Because once in a while you can't always just grind a game non-stop because we all have lives to live here. I like to go back to the story and reread everything just to keep myself up to date on the story and what's going on. So that's what's going on. So you can reread the story And then that's the story where you're at right now. This is where we're at. This is at not the current story. This is where we're at in the World Slayer after the game's beaten storyline. We're currently trying to retrieve each and every cryopod that dropped on the planet. As our job as an Outrider, it's our job to get all the cryopods and keep them safe. Once we do that, we can evenly distribute the contents to each and every community, so they have at least they have supplies, and then those supplies have to last. So the supplies in the cryopods are usually something like things that create things, supplies to help create things. It normally just supplies in general to create things. That's what they are. But people are greedy. People want to keep all the supplies to themselves so they can be considered God. Of course, there's people in this world that always want to have a God complex. That's part of life. But being an Outrider, it's up to you to keep these type of people straight and take care of them. Remember, you're the sheriff. It's your job to take care of them. And if they're going to keep doing this shit, you need to get rid of them. That's the reason why you spend so much time killing and defeating these evil SOBs that show up in this game, because all these people are greedy SOBs that just think that shit don't stink. And all they want is what they can get. They don't care about anybody else. So again, that's kind of what I understand. If what I understand this game is all about. This game has a very deep storyline indeed. Especially if you get the DLC World Slayer pack that I have. So you get deeper when you get the World Slayer. The World Slayer pack is outstanding because that's what we're playing right now. We're on the World Slayer pack right now. So the World Slayer pack gets even deeper. I can't even keep track of the storyline right now. It's getting so deep. But here's the thing. When you do the World Slayer pack, you do not have a buttload of extra side quests to take on to level up. You do not have that luxury that you would normally have. You're stuck. You're stuck where you are. And that's hard. So you really have to understand, there's a point in the game where you really have to just look. You have to be very careful and look. See, okay, here's the deal. I'm currently at level 37, my character. My character at level 37 is not going to get any higher than 37. 37 is max for this game. Why? Because when you end the game at level 37. Now, the armor and the guns, when you get the World Slayer pack, when you purchase it, the guns and the armor can upgrade beyond level 37. But upgrading your guns and your armor beyond level 37 is harder than you think it is. It's extremely, extremely difficult. Let's go in the game. I'll show you guys what I mean. Remember, your character stays at the exact same level that you ended the game in originally. When you end the game and the game's over, you end the game at level 37. You cannot go any higher than level 37. When you buy the World Slayer pack, you have to then upgrade your guns and your armor. If you do not upgrade your guns and your armor, you cannot, I mean cannot, defeat some of these battles that are coming up. And when they tell you level 75, all your guns and all your armor has to be level 75. If it's not, if you have one thing that's not, you're gonna lose. The game will make sure that you lose. So you really have to keep an eye on every single level, on every single item you own with this game. You have to be very, very careful. You have to keep an eye on levels and make absolutely positive that everything looks right. Now, when you get the World Slayer pack, your base is going to look something like this. There's going to be quite a bit of people here. When you get the initial, when you get the initial game pack, you're going to see the Hell's Rangers. Hell's Rangers is the initial game pack when you first buy the game. When you buy the extra game pack that comes with World Slayer, they give you the Hell's Rangers pack for free. That's what I have right now. So this is the max in this game right now. You get to change your appearance, character's appearance. This, you get to shop. If you have anything you want to sell, you can sell for spare parts. Spare parts are money and or currency. Because Earth was destroyed, they have nothing that's considered currency. Nothing you can trade or barter. So the currency of this world is scrap parts. Scrap parts are considered currency in this land. Everything has to be organized. So they make scrap is considered currency. This is your scrap count. See, they tell you where to get them, how to get them, and what to use them on. In the past, you've seen me disassemble things that we don't need. When you disassemble an item, you will get stuff like this. If you disassemble a weapon, you will get iron. If that gun is made of iron, you'll get iron back. Titanium, obviously it's a rare ore because titanium is only available on Earth. So obviously finding titanium anywhere on this planet would be very, very difficult. So this is a very rare commodity. So obviously this cannot be considered currency. Why? Because people use it to craft items, objects. Random scrap parts cannot be used to craft objects. It's already considered an object. You could break it down into iron. But it's more useful to be used as currency, which is the reason why they use scrap as currency. And then we have anomaly extract. This is something that you only acquire when you have the World Slayer pack. Anomaly extract, it's considered a crystallized anomaly. It's used to improve your apocalyptic level items only. You drop and disassemble. So if you have the World Slayer pack like I do, you will unlock the anomaly extract, you'll unlock apocalyptic items and higher. And when you disassemble an apocalyptic item, you will get anomaly extract. Anomaly extract can be used to craft an apocalyptic item. A different apocalyptic item that you want that you just don't have. Now shards. Shards are used to upgrade specific items like slacks, gloves, helmets, jackets, boots, pistols, rifles, that type of stuff. It improves the anomaly power, armor piercing, firepower, close range damage, cooldown reduction, critical damage, healing received from firing, long range damage, max health, life leech, status power, and weapon life leech. Shards can upgrade your weapons to make those and only those higher. So the more shards you own, the more you can upgrade your weapons more than there already are. Now, if you ever go to somebody and you want to buy something from them, keep an eye on the color of the arrow. See how this color is red? A red arrow means that that person's level, the level of that item, is far lower than what you have. Not to mention, if you look at the top right hand corner, it says level 38. The level you're looking at has to be higher. But if you're just keeping track of the stats alone, armor level itself, if what you currently have on you right now is higher than 28, that armor is useless to purchase. So you can't even purchase that from. You purchase that from this person, the only reason why you would purchase this from this person is if that you want the skill that's on the item. Now, look at those trousers right now. Its armor is useless. Its max health stats, useless. Its close range damage is useless. Cooldown reduction, that's useless. Look at the skill. It has a skill. Now, that skill, if you look at that skill, it says level 1. Now, if it says level 1, that means that is a skill for a specific person. That's not a special skill. That doesn't do any special things. You do not want to buy that just for that skill, because you can earn that skill on your own. You don't need to buy that skill and gain it. You could earn it. Why should you buy an item just to gain a skill? Because you can do that. You can gain a skill that you want by just taking the item apart. That skill becomes yours. You don't have to learn the skill. You don't even have to earn it. All you have to do is take the item apart and equip the skill on yourself. For example, we have this right here. This has skill level 1, stiffening. Inflicts slow on enemies every time you fire a shot at somebody. Very useful on a revolver. Very useful on a revolver. Now, if you do not have slow, that could come in handy. I don't think I have slow, but I really don't think I need it, because the levels on my guns, and my guns fire so fast, I really don't think I need to slow my enemies down. So what he has, we do not need. Now, what you could also buy from the merchants are specific items like titanium, iron, and leather. Now, our leather stocks, we're good. Our iron stocks, we're good. Our titanium stocks, we could use a little bit more, and we have some scrap. So, okay. So now, this one says we can buy 5 titanium for 1,600 scrap. 1,600 scrap for 1 titanium. Now, that's not cheap. That's very expensive. So we have to be very careful how much we buy, because otherwise we're going to run out of scrap. So let's see what we can do as far as buying it. Let's see. Let's buy 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. 40 titanium will cost 13,000 scrap. We have 50,000. We should be so good. So we can increase a little bit more. Let's up to 20. Now, 20,000 scrap will get us 65 titanium. We're going to buy that, hold down the X button. We now have 65 titanium. Our scrap levels got taken away, and our titanium went up. Now we can go in to this guy. This is what this guy is for. Go to him. Tell him you need to upgrade your gear. Now, not only the gear you're wearing, but other things as well. You can upgrade only what you have, or you can upgrade what you don't have equipped. See? Okay. This is all 3500. So most of this is pretty even. The handguns could use a bit of a boost. I would like to have this a little higher. I think this needs it more than anything. I think this needs it more than the rest of them do. So, now, in order to level this guy up, first we need to go to level up. Item is currently at max level, so we cannot go any higher than we are. This weapon cannot go any higher than it already is, which means we have to go higher in other ways. If you want to go higher in other ways, you can swap the variant. High caliber, fully automatic, burst fire, or standard. It's up to you. You could change the type of handgun it is. Do you want high caliber, high powered? Or do you want burst fire? Burst fire is like 1, 2, 3, reload. 1, 2, 3, reload. High caliber is like a 357 Magnum. I aim a 357 Magnum at a car engine block, it'll go right through. That's what high caliber is. High caliber handguns are considered high powered handguns that can go through just about anything. High caliber also means high powered, manual loading, slow loading, one shot, reload, one shot, reload. So you get extremely high damage, but you're risking being able to fire more often. Now, I have mine on full auto. Look at the difference between on damage. See, DMG, burst fire, look at standard. Standard's 1,000 damage. Okay, guys? 1,000 damage for a normal average everyday handgun at max level. Let's say we wanted to go high caliber, more damage, right? Is higher than 1,000? 1,500. 1,500 damage. Clip size is only 14. So there's 14 shots in that handgun. That's it. But if it only fires one bullet and reload, you're not going to go through all 14 shots. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. So, and then you have a 40 shot, a 40 clip. This pistol is more like a fully automatic handgun, is more like a submachine gun. That's really what this is. It's kind of bullshit having. You kind of can't have a handgun at fully automatic. It's really kind of not fair to call it a fully automatic. Burst fire is what a handgun should be. If it is able to fire more than one bullet without having to reload, you should at least have like a limit of a certain amount of bullets. Instead of firing everything in the clip. Now, the fact of the matter is, with me, I have dual pistols with this guy. So having dual pistols The reason why I have fully automatic is because I have not one but two pistols, which means that the fact that the damage is extremely low doesn't mean anything because I'm dual wielding. So I'm firing twice as much bullets. So it doesn't matter if I'm aiming correctly. It doesn't matter. I'm unloading so much shots that I don't have to worry about it. It's going to reload automatically, and I don't need to buy ammo. When handguns, you automatically have unlimited ammo. So you kind of want your handgun to fire as fast as humanly possible, because ammunition does not cost you a dime. It's automatic reload, automatic, you never run out of shots, ever. Handguns automatically have unlimited ammo, so you may as well have the option of unloading everything you have into the enemy. So if you ever have pistols, dual pistols, make them as strong as you possibly can, set them to full auto, and you're good. That's it. You don't need to worry about anything else. Make sure all the skills are exactly what you want them to be. I got freeze on mine, and shots bring down lightning on enemies dealing. Now, with the dual pistols, if any of the shots hit the enemy, it'll bring down a bolt of lightning that deals 15,000 damage per lightning shot. So each bullet fires 14,000 hit points of damage. After that one bullet hits them, one lightning bolt shoots down and strikes them. While they're frozen, the gun freezes their targets on impact. Then a bolt of lightning hits them. So they can't even dodge because they're frozen. The bolt of lightning unfreezes them, and I'm shooting them again, and it happens to them again. Hence combining different skills will come in handy down the road. So even if the gun is lower powered and lower attack power, the skills that you couple along with it will work in harmony with each other. For example, if you freeze the enemy cannot shoot back, and they can't move. So now, once they're frozen, a bolt of lightning strikes them instantly. That will deal them more damage. So they're getting 14,000. They're frozen. Then they're getting another 15,000 dealt on top of it. Another handgun shoots them. They're frozen again for another 4 seconds, for additional 4 seconds. Now they're frozen for 8 seconds total. Then another bolt of lightning hits them for another 15,000 damage. Are you seeing a pattern? Having two of these handguns firing shots like a madman at one person can leave an enemy frozen, and you'll keep piling on time, freeze time, and keep shooting lightning bolts at them while you're shooting them and dealing 14,000 damage, which is not a lot of damage, but 15,000 on top of the 14, plus them not being able to fire back. That's insane. Think about this for a minute. The amount of combinations that you could pull off with these weapons, if you're really careful, you could do some really cool stuff. Think. When you play this game, you cannot play this game. You need to think about the skills you have and what can the skills do. For example, if you don't want to choose freeze, let's say this is an odd weapon. This is apocalyptic. This weapon is called an apocalyptic rare. This is an apocalyptic weapon. I have not gotten any of these. I've only gotten one. And I don't like shotguns, so I haven't used it yet. This has the ability to add... Apocalyptic weapons can add level 3 skills on top of your weapon. My weapons only have level 1, level 2. Apocalyptic weapons can add level 3. Level 3 skills are amazing. They can do things that I can't even imagine they can do. They can do some amazing things. Now, any weapons that are this color right here, these are legendary weapons. Legendary weapons can also use level 3 weapons, but they only have 2 slots, not 3 slots. Apocalyptic weapons have 3 slots. Legendary weapons only have 2 slots, but you can use level 3 weapons with legendary weapons. Also, legendary weapons are amazing because they look good. Their looks look awesome. Now, as you probably already noticed with this game, you can exchange the way a weapon looks. In other words, that weapon right there doesn't have to look like that. You can make it look like any way you want to. As long as you own the weapon, or you previously owned the weapon, then you can transfer the skin, what that weapon looks like, onto that weapon. So if that automatic shotgun becomes useless, then just simply transfer that skin to your current weapon. For example, see that right there? That is a legendary weapon. That's called the Landlubber. It's a legendary weapon. I got it a long time ago. Unfortunately for me, that weapon was like maximum level 8,000 attack power. I couldn't deal with it. So I kept the artwork for it and transferred the artwork to this sniper rifle. So now I have this sniper rifle. This is from a legendary weapon. It doesn't get any of the stats from a legendary weapon, but I get to use its looks. So at least you don't have to look at an ugly gun. So you could change the way a weapon looks very easily. You don't need a crafting table to do that either. You could do that on your own. Crafting tables are good if you need to level your weapons up. But if your weapon's already at level 38, no need for crafting. The weapons are as high as they can go. Now if you look very carefully, all my weapons are at level 38. So really there's nothing else I can do. Only thing else you can do is you can exchange the skills and exchange the statistics. For example, attributes. You could raise attributes, life leech, critical damage, long range damage, I can raise critical damage, close range damage, and healing received. I just upgraded the close range damage by a little bit. Spent a little bit of shards. I don't know. I have no idea how many shards I have. So I just upgraded it by one. Went up by a little bit. We're good. Now, don't forget, this is sniper rifle. Sniper rifles do not do close range very well. So if by chance someone gets to my face, sniper rifle is considered useless. This makes sure that if someone does get my face, I don't need to switch to another weapon. I can down fire this in the face and it'll do something. But having critical damage is a lot more useful. And having healing received is even more useful. So you kind of don't want to waste your shards on too much of something like that, because they could be more well used for something else. Now, your armor. Again, max level. Again, raise attributes. Always keep an eye on the attributes. This raises your max health. See how the max health has gone up to 1247? It's the max health. These trousers these pants raise my max health up 1193. If I pay 114 shards to upgrade this once, max health will go up to 1242. So my health will increase by quite a bit for only 114 shards. Now you have cooldown reduction and skills life leech. The life leech later on in the game is going to be the most important attribute you will ever find. Life leech is extremely hard to get. So early in the game, try to double up on life leech. Any and all life leech skills, double up, triple up on life leech. Because without life leech, you're never going to beat this game ever. Unless you're able to leech life off of everybody, unless you're able to life leech, you will never be able to complete this game ever. That is the most important skill to ever learn and upgrade. So, if you have an opportunity to upgrade life leech, do it. Because right now we don't. We can't. So right now I'm not going to go nuts increasing my health when this needs to be upgraded big time. So there's priorities. When you're dealing with upgrading things, there's priorities that needs to go first. So now this one you can increase your firepower, your close range damage, and cooldown reduction. The breastplate focuses on the gun. It can increase the gun's bonus firepower stats. It can increase your close range damage, and can reduce the cooldown by 5.4%. Having high stats with close range damage helps the handgun and helps the sniper rifle. Big time. Because usually when someone's in your face, you pull your handgun out. And a lot of handguns do not have the close range stat boost. So being able to increase your close range stats on an item that doesn't have that option is very helpful. Very helpful, which means your handgun does not have the ability to increase the close range statistics. You can now increase the close range of that handgun by simply upgrading your close range damage on your breastplate. Because remember, any stats you upgrade on another part immediately go to every weapon you have equipped. You do not need those stats on your weapon. All you have to have is a set of armor with the stats on the armor. And they automatically get added to all the weapons you have equipped currently. So, the bonus firepower 1476 goes to every single weapon I have attached to this character right now. So, the bonus attack power gets added by an additional 1476 on top of whatever I have. So, that's considered a multiplier. Now you see why having such a low attack is not that big of a deal for me. Because this gets added to the attack. Think of it. Close range damage. If you increase this and fire this in the face, the attack power will go up. Close range damage, increase the damage dealt if they're within melee range. So this game has a lot of stats involved, which is one thing I really kind of always liked about this game, because you can get in real deep with stuff, you know? I mean, real deep. Now, there's stuff you can go to him. There's also stuff you can do on your own. Let me show you guys what you can do on your own. You might not realize all the stuff that you can get done on your own without having to go to anybody else. Now, let's say you don't like the way he looks. Okay, how do we change it? Let's work on that, shall we? Now, to the way these things are looking right now, this does not match what I have. Does not match the way what I have equipped. Notice the boots here do not look like the boots I have here. Want to know why? On the D-pad, you're going to click right on the D-pad. They have up, down, left, and right. You're going to click right on the D-pad. By doing so, it's going to open up a menu. Visual customization. Now you can change the way the weapons look. Instead of changing the weapons in general, you can now change the way the weapons look. Now you only get this if you take the weapon apart. If you disassemble a weapon, if you receive a weapon, you disassemble it and take it apart, you're now able to take that weapon skin and transfer it to another. For example, we can make this gun look like a rusted piece of shit, or you can make it look normal. What you consider normal, of course. Or a standard issue Outriders machine gun. That's a standard issue Outriders machine gun. Or you can make it look like something you got from Doom. It does kind of look like something you got from Doom, in a way. But how about making it look like that? It's the same weapon. You're making it look different. That's all. It's the same gun. All you're doing is making it look different. You had weapons, you disassembled them because they were not strong enough. So now all you did was simply just disassemble it and took the style. That's it. That's all you did was disassemble it and take the style. Okay, let's try this one. Not bad. Now handguns. Well, that don't look good. Next. Try this one. Nope, that don't look that don't look too hot. How about this one? Looks normal. Normal is not what we're going through. We're not going for a normal look. How about the standard issue handguns that they give you? Those are standard Outriders handguns. They're good, but not what I'm looking for. That matches the machine gun we have. So that's the same style machine gun we have. So we're going to switch to that. Now, bolt action rifles. This is a legendary skin. Not a legendary weapon, legendary skin. Which is right there. Now we can switch this, but the more I switch it, the more I realize that no. I have a funny feeling we're going to end up right back to this one, because the other skins are just not the way they should look. It's not the same. This one is so much better looking. It really is. It's a lot better looking. We're just going to go right back to that anyway. So now, armor. Now, we have your head armor first. Do we want a mask or a hood? Helmets like that. or like that, or the hood we had before, or a newer helmet, not new helmet, but newer helmet. Not bad. That one you can't see nothing, but hey, it looks cool. That one, there's absolutely nothing. There's nothing to see out of. They must have a camera somewhere. Now that would look cool if he didn't have that big huge beard. Because there's a microphone in front of his mouth and you just can't see it because his beard's covering the microphone. So that's that. Let's go down to legendary ones, see what the legendary ones have to tell us. These are legendary helmets I have. Not bad, but that one looks like it's kind of been eaten alive. How about this one? That looks very odd, I should say. Extremely odd. I have no idea what that is. That's just, I have no opinion on that. How about we add the entire set and see what the entire set looks like? How about that? This is the Earthborn Renegade set. So this is what the Earthborn Renegades look like. That's the Earthborn Renegade set. Okay. Okay. Now let's go through the armor again. Customization menu again, right on the D-pad. Again, R2 for the armor. Not R1, R2. There you go. Now let's switch to a different set. How about we try Clairvoyance set? They have Mask of the Storm Rider set. I don't think I have the whole Storm Rider set. The Ritualist set I do have. How about we try this one? See how this one looks. Okay, this is the what's called the Ritualist set. All this one works together. This one looks alike. Not quite what I had in mind. Looks cool. Not quite what I had in mind. It's not bad. Now again, you have the ability to change to whatever you want. Just simply push square. Then, right on the D-pad, then switch to set. Predator set. How about Assassin set? Altered Reaper? Warlord set, Scholar set, Battlefield Surgeon set. Now this one, I don't have the helmet for this one. I have everything else but the helmet. Unless you have the entire set, you can't put the set on unless you have the entire set. Flores Watchkeeper set. I'm kind of curious to see what this looks like. Not, well, it's not bad. I think it's too white. Too white for my taste. Yeah, that's way too white. Especially the fact that the bottoms don't match the top. So, I think this is going to have to be changed. Because I'm not feeling it. Click right. Okay, right D-pad. Commander set. See what that looks like. That's the one where he has a microphone in his beard. That's no good. Although I do like the Earthborn Renegade set, though. How about we do that? How about we do that? This works. That's not bad. This could work. Okay, now let's see what we got. Stock our guns. Explore. Child of Taya Goddard. So apparently we have a task we have to get done. So is the task here? Let's check the map. Maybe if we check the map, maybe we won't have to go nowhere. Perimeter wall.
So, we live another day.
You heard what they're saying? That the Grand Marshal's surrendering?
I heard. Time to go. Even Big Mama Rat's jumping this ship. Is it true? You guys found some kind of alien?
So now, he has upgraded armor. You have to be very careful, and you have to go back to these old vendors, because sometimes they have upgraded armor, and you might not have upgraded armor. Look at the armor rating. Armor rating 3500. You obviously, there's a green arrow. Green arrow means you don't have anything that high. But the scrap count is 89,000. You only have 29, which means that is very expensive. Which means you need to sell a lot of stuff in order to get that. Now all this is underpowered. For your standards anyway, so. See, it's all the red arrows. See the red arrow? Red arrow means it's not powerful enough. Now don't forget, once something hits level 38, it's not going to get any higher than level 38. And everything you have is level 38. So if that's level 38 and that's higher, then that's the best you can go. which means you need that. Which means you need to sell more stuff in order to get that. So sell to him whatever you can get, whatever you can get money for. Hopefully you might be able to pick up something. Hopefully you might be able to pick that up. $13,000. Not bad. That's not bad. 13,000 for that. Alright, let's sell this one. When you get close to the end, you have to really be careful. If you see something that's a lot higher than yours is, get whatever you can to pick it up. Because all this stuff right here ain't gonna do you no good. So you have to get higher stuff. Now it was what, 85? We now have 70. So let's see. We're going to sell that one. And that should put us where we want to be. Maybe. I think it's 85. That might put us where we want to be.
Outrider?
Yeah, we got a lot of scrap. Alright. Now let's see where we're at. Hopefully we'll have enough. No, we don't have enough. 89. Ow. 80 fucking 9. Jesus, mother of God. $82. I think this is gonna do it, guys. Yep, this did it. We got it. Okay, ready? Okay, now we have a better we finally have a better set of gloves. Now this is unaltered, which means we can alter this further based off of what we have equipped. And we got rid of some of our old gloves, which we probably didn't need. It was just taking up space in our inventory. Now we can go deep into our storage, pull some out, that we don't need and hopefully get something out of it.
Working with the hounds. Desperate times, desperate measures.
Now we gotta go into here. We need to change the gloves to the ones we just got. Three, 5, 5, 9. I think this is the one we just got. Yep, it is. Okay. This is the one we just got. Now, paint launcher we could use. The second one we can't use because we don't play this game online. The second one comes in handy if you're playing with your friends. If your friends are within close range of you, you gain a 10,000 point ally armor bonus for each person in your range. But if you do not play this game online, that second skill is useless. So that skill has to go. I do not play this game online and you have no intention of playing it online, so that skill has to go right now. So let's work on that. First, let's change it over to visual customization. I think it was part of the Outriders set. Okay, now we need to work on the skills of the particular weapon. Let's see. We need to work on the skills of that particular weapon. Let's see. How do we do that? Maybe we have to mod it first. So if we have to mod it first, that means we have to go back to the other guy and have him mod that. So okay, so we have, in order to mod it, we can't mod anything ourselves. We have to go back to the other guy in our team and have it modded. So we're going to continue on our journey.
I used to curse Riptown. My life here was shit. I don't want to fall.
Okay, so that armor is now upgraded. The first skill is locked. Now we can't touch the skill at all. When the skill section is locked, it means you cannot take it out. Period. The skill stays there. Alright, now let's see if there's anything we can do here. I don't think Rift Town really has that much we can do here. No, I highly doubt. We can wander around and see what it looks like after it's destroyed. We can do that.
It's madness to stay here. I don't think Rift Town has long left.
I assure you, my friend, my drive to survive is just as strong as yours. There's just not enough of us left. There's nothing we can do anymore.
Man, there's nothing left. Everything is gone. Wow. Man, they destroyed everything in this area. Holy mother of God. This is crazy. Now, how do you get here? That's what I'd like to know. So the marketplace is gone. Maybe you have to go up. I don't think you can climb ladders. I've never climbed a ladder in this game. I don't think you could jump. I don't think you have the ability to jump. Jumping is not part of the game. Only thing you could do is walk and run, and that's it. Climbing a ladder, I don't think you have the skills to climb a ladder. Although you should be able to climb a ladder, but not part of the game. So this ladder is here, but it's just there for show. But I wonder if there's something beyond that ladder and I just can't climb it. Wow, there really is nothing left of this place. Everything's gone. This is nuts. This is absolutely crazy.
I'm ready. I'm not scared. I've actually never felt so calm.
Okay, there's nothing left of Rift Town. Moving on. Okay, guys, we're moving on. Rift Town destroyed. We need to find something else. That's gone. Let's find out what's going on. Okay. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to attempt this level that I haven't even touched yet. So I think this one, I think I did this one already. So I think this is the next one I can do. So let's work on this one. I'm probably going to die, but if I die, that'll be the end of the stream today if I die. So I'm as prepared as I can get as far as weapons goes. I did the very best I could as far as getting suited up with the best stuff. I mean, there is no magic weapons that you could find or locate to get through this. All you can do is the best you can, and that's it. Okay, this is it. We're on. This is probably one of the top levels right now. Toward the middle to end of World Slayer. You know, you can tell everybody who came with you is gone, and all that's left is a station. That's it. So this is how you know you're close to the end of the game. When all your characters have abandoned you and all you have left is just their stations. See?
Hey, asshole. What? You think I'd slow you down? Fine. Get yourself killed. Just be careful.
Well, that was awful sweet of her. Odd. But that was indeed very odd. Okay, enemies. Yes, there we go. Okay, guys, let's see what damage we can do. Hopefully, I don't get myself killed in the process. Handguns first, save ammo. Save ammunition at all costs. Use the handguns first. Use the handguns and melee. Use the other weapons only if necessary. Look for cover if you can. That's all I can suggest. Because there's no turning back from this point. You can't duck behind that. Can't duck behind that.
The Tuma thought these pharaohs were following some primal instinct, but to where? Is Father's power drawing them? Is it drawing me?
Let's check the map. Maybe we have a map. Yes, we do have a map. We only get 3 attempts to finish this. Oh man, they're gonna make this hard for us on purpose. Oh, screw you. We only have 3 attempts to finish this level? Oh, shit. So if we die, we're screwed. Okay, this crossroads, there's no enemies. This has enemies. That's the trial. That's a light skirmish. That's a light skirmish. Okay, I want to go here because I want to see what these skirmishes mean. At this point in this game, all this is like Chinese to me. I'm not sure. I'm used to side missions and main quests, and there's no main quest, main storyline. The only thing I know of is that you have to get here. So, just get there as quickly as you can. But there's other things here that I'm not sure what they are. Like this, I'm not sure what that is, but it gives you rewards. I'm guessing those rewards are probably items that you don't have that could come in handy. For example, that they probably have an entire outfit you can earn. Yeah, see? You already earn an entire outfit to help you on your journey. Pants. Body armor. Yeah, see? So you probably have the ability of earning the entire outfit if you want to. So my guess is try one of these. If you'll do okay, then get this. Get this first. Then go here. Then go here. Then go here. Then go here. Here. Then go here. Then there. Go back here. 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 Gain all the outfit pieces. Put them together. Set everything up for the final fight. Get all your weapons set up. Everything set up. Then go for the final battle, which is right there. That you get 3 attempts to do all that. If you die, 1 attempt is done. So it's not getting late here, but for my brain, it's getting a little bit too late for my brain. So what my guess is, I am going to make a suggestion to quite possibly save this for next time and start early. So next time we start this game, I'm going to start this all nice and fresh. I'm going to get the weapons all set up. I'm going to get everything all ready to go. And then we're going to attempt this, because we only get 3 attempts to do this. So I'm not going to waste it by just blowing it all on this. My brain is not up to the task. So, okay guys, unfortunately, that means that today's live broadcast has come to an end. I'd like to thank all of you guys for watching. If you can, please like, subscribe to the channel, comment down below, hit the notification bell. If you really would like to see me make an attempt at this, my first attempt at this, The next video is going to be me setting up everything for this last and final battle. I'm going to make sure all my weapons are set up, make sure all my armor is set up. I'm going to make sure everything is properly set up. Okay? And then I'm going to make my first attempt at completing this. It is going to be early. Very early. As early as I can get this. Maybe I can do this on a Monday instead of a Sunday night. Maybe doing it on Monday might be easier for my brain to handle. Because Monday I don't really have anything going on, so doing this on Monday might be a little bit better for my brain. We'll see. Comment down below if you really would like to see this. And if so, let me know what time you prefer me to do this. You could join me live. Alright, guys? Because I am going to make it one final attempt at this. But I do want to make sure that my setup is perfect to get this done. Okay? So thank you again for watching the live stream. Please like, subscribe to the channel if you're watching from YouTube. Please hit the notification bell. And thank you all for watching. If you're watching from Playstatiion Network, please follow me. Please comment down below if you can. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Have a very nice night. Have a good night, guys. See you guys later.